Innovation Conference 2025 at the Venetian in Las Vegas, talking to all sorts of leaders who are shaping the future of healthcare and health technology. Joining me now is one of those leaders, Deepak Thomas. He's the founder and CEO of Phil. Deepak, welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It's great to see you here at Health in Las Vegas this year. What do you see as the future of healthcare?
I think healthcare has for the longest time been in many ways defined by the past. The patient and the consumer happen to be one and the same. They're the same human being, yet they seem to experience healthcare, and in this particular case, the process of acquiring prescription medications that would keep them healthy. They seem to be going through that process in a way that presupposes that they're not one and the same, right? And by that I mean, in their personal lives, most of us are accustomed to discovering new products, having a seamless experience to sort of evaluating if that product is right for us, and then have a reasonable sense of assuredness that we are paying the right price. Many of those don't seem to carry over into buying prescription drugs. They're way more consequential than many of the things that we would otherwise click a link on Instagram to buy. We see that convergence where the process of buying prescription medications is quickly converging and becoming very similar to buying anything else online, and that can only create a lot of value for the consumer who happens to be a patient.
I heard you mention that a lot of the future of healthcare technology might rely on the past or at least be guided by it. In the current market now, what do you see as the approach to direct to patient for pharma?
I think that several large and innovative brands like Lilly with their Lilly Direct product and Novo Nordisk with their NovoCare offering are defining the next generation of what it takes to reach the patient online. The that's very admirable, but there's still room to grow and build on that in our estimation. I think the current state of direct-to-patient offerings is primarily defined by where there was no user experience before. Now there is user experience online, but in many ways it's a bit disjoint. So the patient starts with the brand page. They have to figure out where to go from there. In some ways, it's a journey that they have to assemble on their own. So it's a user experience challenge in some ways. It's a remarkable step up from what we used to have even as recently as 2 years ago. But we do think that user experience is transitory in the sense that there is the 2.0, which we hopefully we get to talk about that, where this experience gets on par with e-commerce. The second aspect, or the defining aspect of current DTP offerings, is that despite the user experience, by the time you get to the end of the purchase process and you see a price tag, it oftentimes leaves behind a very high percentage of patients. Say a $400 price tag for a month's supply of medications is beyond the affordability for many of the patients. So those are some of the hallmarks of the today's DTP experience. I think that there's a lot of push from the White House to get these medications made directly available to patients. So pharma is responding to that. As it so happens with huge change, a lot is happening very quickly. When things used to move very slowly for several years, then all at once everything is moving very quickly and in the right direction. Very, very heartened by that. Yeah.
Let's lean into 2.0. What do next generation direct to patient programs look like in your eyes?
Yeah, the simplest metaphor to think of is how closely can the workflow or the task of buying prescription medications mimic that of buying anything else online. And so that means you're not having to figure out what different vendors or websites to jump across. You're not entering in the same bit of information, say payment information, address information, multiple times. You enter it once, and it's a seamless experience. That's one. The other is, I think the most important aspect of any purchase is, can I afford it or not? I can go into a user experience or a storefront that's slick, that's well built, but if I can't afford what's in the store, um, then you have an issue there, right? You still walk out without the product. So I do think that having the product paid for using insurance, which has always been how prescription products have been paid for with the American healthcare system. So you bring the two together, so you have a great user experience that closely mirrors buying anything else online, like an e-commerce experience. And at the end of that process, you have a price tag that's usually hopefully double digits because your insurance pays for that drug, right? So when you do that, and that experience is managed by the brand in a way where they can measure the performance of that platform, they can continue to reinvest in it. So I think that bodes well for the patient, for the brands that want to bring these products to them.
You are the founder and CEO of Phil, so now I want to talk a bit about Phil specifically. What is Phil Direct?
So Fill Direct is a out-of-the-box platform for pharma that that doesn't require them to buy various components that would make up the ultimate direct-to-patient experience, but rather it's a fully customizable, white labeled, um, fully integrated, branded experience, wherein the pharma website for the brand has a call to action button on it, and that button, when the patient clicks that button, they're taken through a purchase experience that's very loyal to the brand, and the user experience is very akin to that of e-commerce. All of that is made available out of the box for the manufacturer and their various brands. So none of the the current tasks of plugging together disparate technologies. Um, I think perhaps most importantly, once the patient is on the payment page, we do everything in our power to convince insurance that this patient is indeed the right candidate for this drug, thus lowering the cost of the drug and making it affordable to that patient.
Finally, Deepak, what are you hoping to take away from this event?
Really, it's more about what we want to give to the community. We think that you know when you have a generational shift like this, where more and more Americans are going to buy their medications online, and by next year, most Americans would identify as Gen Z or millennials. For them, they live online, and for this important industry to meet them where they are, for us to be able to educate that industry to help them be prepared for this change, I think it's not so much for me to take away, but for me to give.
Yeah. Deepak Thomas, founder and CEO of Phil, thank you so much for sitting down with me here at the Health Innovation Conference in Las Vegas.
Thank you for the opportunity.